Las Vegas should not exist. It has no river, almost no rain, and summer temperatures that can kill you. And yet, 2 million people live there, and millions more visit every year. Las Vegas exists because 3 things happened in the exact same place: a dam, a law, and a road. The city sits at the intersection of an engineering miracle, a legal loophole, and the largest consumer market in the western US. Remove any one of those 3, and there is no city. Put them together, and what you get isn't just surprising, it's inevitable. Start with the dam. Before any of this, Las Vegas was basically a railroad stop, a place trains paused for water in the desert. Then, in 1931, the federal government began building the Hoover Dam, one of the largest engineering projects in history, just 30 miles from Las Vegas. And here's the key constraint. This is one of the driest places in North America. No river, almost no rain, so there was almost nothing here until the dam arrived. But the dam wasn't built for Las Vegas. It was built for California, to control flooding, store water, and power the rapid growth of Los Angeles. And this is where the effect begins. Because building the dam required thousands of workers, concentrated just outside Las Vegas. The population here didn't grow because the city was valuable, it grew because the project was. In 5 years, Las Vegas went from a small railroad stop to a town of 25,000 people. But the workers didn't live in Las Vegas. They lived in a tightly controlled company town near the dam, where gambling and alcohol were banned. The dam didn't create Las Vegas as a destination. It provided a concentrated population nearby, with money, time, and nowhere they were allowed to spend it. And 30 miles away, nothing was restricted. Without that population, none of this exists. This is exactly the kind of pattern this channel focuses on, how geography and incentives combine to shape outcomes like this. So subscribe if you want more of these. Once the population is there, something else has to happen. But people don't travel for no reason. There has to be something they can't get at home. And in 1931, Nevada created exactly that. 8 days after construction on the Hoover Dam began, Nevada legalized gambling. Not because it was a good idea, but because the state was collapsing. The mines were dying. The population was shrinking. The Great Depression had gutted what was left. So Nevada made a calculation. Sell something no neighboring state would allow. California banned gambling. Utah banned almost everything. Arizona offered nothing at the time. But 30 miles from a federally funded workforce, Nevada made it legal. And now the mechanism locks in. You have thousands of workers nearby, with money, time, and nowhere they're allowed to spend it. And suddenly, there's exactly one place they can. Las Vegas didn't grow because people randomly chose it. It grew because it was the closest place where the rules were different. And that difference is what turned a construction project into an economy. And then the advantage gets even bigger. In the late 1930s, California started cracking down on illegal gambling operations in Los Angeles. The people running those operations already had capital, experience, and customers. They just needed a place where the rules were different. And 270 miles away, they found one. Las Vegas didn't just attract gamblers, it absorbed an industry. Now you have demand, but demand doesn't matter if people can't reach it. And this is where the third piece locks into place: the road. Highway 91 connected Los Angeles to Las Vegas. And like the dam, it wasn't built for Las Vegas. California invested heavily in paving and improving it to move equipment and workers toward the dam site. But once the casinos started growing, the road was already there, connecting Las Vegas directly to the largest consumer market in the western US. And the distance is what makes this work. The drive from Los Angeles to Las Vegas is short enough for a weekend trip, but it's far enough away to feel like an escape. That gap is the entire psychology of Las Vegas. You leave one system and enter another, and the city was built to capture that moment. You can actually see that logic in the city's layout. The Strip wasn't built where the old town was. It was built where the arrival happened. Not in downtown Las Vegas, but along the highway, at the exact point where California drivers reached the city. The hotels faced the road. The signs were designed to be seen at highway speed. Everything was engineered for someone arriving by car. Las Vegas didn't become an entertainment capital because someone decided to build one in the desert. It became one because it sat at the end of a pipeline from Los Angeles, carrying people who wanted something they couldn't get legally at home. And now the system is complete. The dam created the population, the law created the reason to spend, the road connected it to scale. And once all three were in place, Las Vegas wasn't unlikely, it was inevitable. And underneath all of this, there was always a limit: water. For decades, Las Vegas survived on underground aquifers. It worked while the city was small, but the system you just saw creates a problem. The dam brings people, the law brings demand, the road brings scale, and scale means consumption. The system works, but every part of it assumes that the city can keep supporting more people. In the desert, that assumption eventually runs into water. By the 1960s, Las Vegas was growing so fast it was draining its own water supply. The same geography that made this possible was now becoming the constraint. And this is where the dam returns, for a completely different reason. In 1971, Las Vegas began drawing down water from Lake Mead. Not because it was planned that way, but because the city had outgrown everything else. Today, nearly all of Las Vegas's water comes from the Colorado River through that reservoir. The dam didn't just create the conditions for the city to grow. It became the only thing keeping it alive, and now that system is under stress. Lake Mead has dropped more than 160 feet since 2000. A decades-long drought has pushed the Colorado River system to its limits. The city that exists because of one piece of infrastructure is now competing for the limits of that same system. And yet, Las Vegas hasn't collapsed. The population has grown, while total water use has fallen. Nearly all indoor water is recycled. Decorative grass has been removed across millions of square feet. And the city is building deeper intake systems just to reach what remains. That's the part that matters. The city kept growing, even as the constraint got tighter. Which means Las Vegas survives now for the same reason it was built in the first place. Not because the desert changed, but because the engineering got better. The same kind of engineering that made Las Vegas possible is now being used to keep it alive. Because Las Vegas was never supposed to exist. It exists because multiple systems happen to interact in one place, and a city learned how to exploit them all at once. Geography didn't stop Las Vegas, but geography is still deciding whether it survives.